sitting here in the middle of nowhere, to be honest. These are orchards. These are farmlands. These are farmlands in a very arid yet very peculiar region of British Columbia in Canada. It's 7:45. It's still quite sunny. It's the summer, and the summer in British Columbia in Canada is magnificent. It's bountiful. The lands are fertile, the birds are singing, and the mountains and the clouds and the rivers and the lakes and the berries and apricots all are ripened with possibilities, with sensations, and with beauty. So I'm thinking about human beings. How does summer impact human beings and human beings such as me? I like to just be out in nature, just take photos, film moments, and also I feel like documenting some of the things that actually I have found profound and true for myself. Now, the thing with profoundness and truth, and specifically with spirituality, and then its bigger cousin, that's religiosity, is that all of them have been bastardized, all of them have been hijacked by people with massive egos, and I'll be very frank here, with a lot of childhood issues that are unresolved. Alright, now as a filmmaker, as an artist, let's try to strip away all the identities. As a human being, enjoying this beautiful nature in middle of nowhere, just sitting and just being grateful to be able to film myself, and hopefully whatever message that I record and whatever scenes of nature I try to intersperse within this video, whoever listens to this, whoever this reaches out to, I don't know. Anyhow, stream of consciousness, I feel it's amazing. A lot of times, specifically today in content creation, it's often sort of seen that you need to have a polished script, you need to have a specific agenda, and yes, I agree with that. I feel that's really valuable. But the thing is, what about moments that are ripe with possibility? So right now in this moment, I'm trying to figure out what is the truth, at least the truth that I feel that needs to open up, that I need to discuss here. Some of the things that I want to talk about is the power of now. So people who might not have heard what power of now is, it's a book written by Eckhart Tolle, but it's not more than a book, because that's essential philosophy that you can follow if you listen to Eckhart Tolle. He is a spiritual teacher based out of Vancouver, and also his sort of teaching is, you can essentially say, is more of a Western interpretation of a lot of Advaita Vedanta, that's non-dual teachings from the East, and its most modern prominent figure have been Maharishi Ramana from South India, but yes, Adi Shankara was the first proponent. Anyhow, religiosity and spirituality, these are some of the things that I actually have beef with now, because I feel they are corrupting people and they're actually taking us from our essence of who we are. Anyhow, spirituality is at least better than religiosity, but then spirituality is also hijacked. by this human desire to make friends, to find lovers, to find partners. It's always becomes finding your community. But what is genuine spiritual path? Genuine spiritual path is actually being able to respond to this moment as it unfolds and become the observer. Now, when we talk about observer and what Eckhart Tolle specifically talks about, is the idea that the nowness is essentially what we have. There is no future, there is no past. What we have is now. Now, also, I want to add the explanation by Sadhguru. He is a South Indian spiritual juggernaut because he is such a mystical being with so much beautiful aura. Very controversial for some reason. A lot of people hate him. I feel a lot of people who are hurting in life, they hate people who are actually imbibing the message that, hey, we should actually abandon the past and not be anxious about the future. Anyways, Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, and Sadhguru also he actually just sort of informs that it's just a story in our heads of our past and of the future that sort of muddies the water of this particular moment. That's the present moment. In this present moment, yes, some of us might some moments are challenging, right? When we actually are confronted by situations and people, and we have to be in that moment to able to respond to that. But in that moment, if you are stuck in the past or future anxiety, you actually are not, or you're never able to respond to what's happening in the now. Most of the time, I'm gonna be more charitable here. Most of the time, a lot of human beings are not going through tumultuous times, but rather they are here in this moment, actually not being confronted by actual hardships or reality. But somehow, most of us are constantly worried and stressed about what's going to happen tomorrow, or also what happened to us yesterday. Now, it's very easier to say that it's very easy for you to just say that, hey, everything is all right, be here and now. And that's the criticism that people hold at Eckhart Tolle and Sadhguru. All right, fair enough. That's totally valid. If you're suffering in this moment because you actually went through a traumatic past, or maybe you are really stressed about future that you feel would be really bad for you, I understand. The messages of now, they ring hollow. But if you realize that this is the only moment that you have right now to do whatever, this is the only moment to actually take actions or at least change your perspective so that whatever may come in the future, you're equipped to deal with it. And whatever baggages you have in the past, you can actually leave them behind. So, spirituality shouldn't be window dressed, shouldn't be garnished. You could be just a dude like me, just talking about what they feel and what are the processes we've been through. So I feel for me, I'm 30 now. So for me, I have always been a spiritually curious soul, as far as I can recall. But I did remember that I started meditating since I was 19. I had a lot of issues, man. Like I did everything. Like I experimented with drugs. I made a lot of bad decisions. Yeah, I wasn't really a healthy version a decade before this, what I'm talking about right now. At this moment, I feel I'm much better. I'm lighter. I don't have any vices, any addiction. Maybe I have vices, I don't know. The work is still going on. But yeah, at this moment, life is good. Even though people around me, they're anxious, they're riddled with fears, anxieties, but I feel life is good. And life is good because I feel the cumulative and compound effect of meditation and also a lot of spiritual practices, a lot of great a lot of great spiritual practices like mindfulness, gratitude has really helped me. So at this moment, I want to talk about Eckhart Tolle and the power of now. The power of now is pretty simple, and this is also the essence of Advaita Vedanta, the non-dual teachings from India. Is time is a construct. Future is also made up in our heads. The past is done and dusted. It's just collective memories that definitely live in our mental space and also within our body. So I definitely want to talk about uh, how traumas are inherited and stored in our bodies. Now there is some great work uh, by by Western medical professionals such as Dr. Gebhard Mate, uh, and also it's a great book, The Body Keeps the Score, and I will definitely want to talk about those books in future videos. But at this point, what I'm trying to say is now is the moment where life is unfolding, and at this moment, if you just realize that the story, the voice in your head is just a fictitious voice that is just harping on the information from the past and then using that information to predict the future. Most of the time, the future anxieties are worse than when we actually face what happens in the future. And sometimes when something truly atrocious happens in the future, it just happens. No one can control it. Now there's a lot of ideas of karma, of free will, of the idea of that whatever has to happen can happen and will happen. But if you're living this life, if you surrender to the present moment, and this present moment surrender can be very easy. It could literally be just for a moment, stop listening to the incessant chattering of these voices in your head. Just be really mindful of, hey, what is this voice trying to say? And voila, you'll realize, oh, this is a 5-year-old me who is still craving for a toy that they never got, or maybe the attention that they never got. Oh, this is the 16-year-old me who got actually rejected by this girl, and this person still is sort of shy and is sort of hurt. And then you say, oh, this is the 25-year-old me who actually got into this crazy fight with a family member, and it really hurts. Then you realize that all these frozen moments in time and all these unhealed voices in your head, this always try to vie for your attention. The point of meditation, or the point of just being in the nature, or just being away from your phone, or just being present for this moment, is to actually listen to these voices, be aware of them. And when you're actually really truly aware of them without judging them, poof, they disappear eventually, and then you can move on. Your body, your mind is more clear. And then when you breathe in and when you breathe out, you're able to respond to what's life, the life that's happening around you. Now, don't have to worship anyone. Don't worship anyone. If you want to be a scientifically oriented person, be that. Study the latest findings on neuroscience. It actually sort of, I want to say, it definitely adheres to a lot of these mystical teachings by Ramana Maharishi, by these modern Western thinking and talks that have been often given by Eckhart Tolle and other amazing speakers such as Alan Watts and Ram Dass. Neuroscience is catching up to all this ancient wisdom and also our current contemporary modern wisdom as well. The thing is, you can't really chase a dragon. Sorry, maybe that's a wrong metaphor. You can't really just use science as a religious dogma. If you want to criticize religion, then you also have to criticize the absolute dogma of scientific thinking. Use scientific thinking like you might use religious thinking. Use them as tools. Don't be really mesmerized by the cult of any of these, because eventually they'll take you out from this present moment. Even if this present moment is horrendous, it is the only moment that you have right now in this life. And Albert Camus once talked about the only philosophical problem that he finds is worthy of his attention, of anyone's attention, is the idea of why do you want to live, or like why would someone choose to end their life. So in that sense, this moment of now becomes this beacon of hope that life doesn't happen in the future or in the past, but it happens in the now. And in the now, if you are aware of that the story that you're forming in your head is sort of bullshit, then this idea of getting rid of this life often evaporates. I am not sure if that's the correct answer for Camus' question. Maybe I can definitely tackle that question again in a different mindset. But at this moment, I'm here and now, enjoying the sun, just interacting with the nature, looking at the mountain, looking at the clouds. I'm not sure what tomorrow is gonna bring. And the thing is, this is the moment that we have right now. And this moment, whenever you see this video, you will be interacting with this moment where I'm actually talking about this. So in that sense, it's pretty trippy, man. It's how time works. Time is again an invention by the humans for our convenience, but time as a dimension in universal understanding and also in quantum physics is a different beast altogether. This moment in time is sacred, and Eckhart Tolle believes that if you actually let go of this incessant chatter of your mind, a new portal will open up for you. And that's not something that I can actually tell you or he can tell you, but you can feel that lightness, you can feel the happiness. You don't have to be religious and spiritual. If you are a happy person right now by doing this practice, that's it. And the point of anyone who has gone through spiritual awakening or breakthrough by using neuroscience to find happiness and joy, or maybe a religious community, whatever, they will actually tell you that, hey, it's much better to actually work on yourself and actually be in this moment and actually find it for yourself, that if being a pessimist or a constant worrier is better, or just being here in this moment and just be interacting with nature, with the world around you, and see if life is worth living. Life is worth living? Question mark. That's Camus' question. Albert Camus, the great Algerian French philosopher. Life is absurd. Life. I'm gonna be true here. Level with you. Looking at the news, it's crazy out there. But when you disconnect, when you're in this moment, it feels human. It feels that everything is alive. The plants, the trees, the sun. Every day is a new possibility. And every day, the mind's chatter can calm down or can actually become more intense. It depends on your level of awareness. Alright friends, hopefully we speak again.